Morning everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, my name's Tim. That is my boat Kiarra, and this is the second day up on the slip. So if you didn't see the first day, I'll leave a link. Go back. It won't be a video a day, it's just the first day was pretty big, so it was enough for its own. And if you haven't already, really appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. We've got lots of work going on. She's only going to be here for 7 days and I've got 2 months worth of work. Won't be all done, but I'm going to try. So let me show you where we're up to this morning. Well, let's catch up from yesterday. So at the end of yesterday, which was last week for you guys, we got these painted and primed, and hopefully I don't drop it and scratch all the primer off. Just stay. So they are our new chine timbers, which they were absolutely chock-a-block full of worm. So I had to take them off. They were gone. I didn't intend on doing it, or I didn't know about it, but you know, this is the stuff you find when the boat comes out of the water. So anyway, they're painted, they're ready to go on. I've been through and I've blown out all the holes this morning and got a bit of water out of them here and there. I've got a heat gun coming, so I'm going to heat them up, and I've got some brake cleaner, so I'm going to spray brake clean in the holes and try and dry them out. Yeah, the other thing we did this morning that I will keep you up to date on is climb in here. We went through it and I've pulled the sealant out from between the keel timber and the actual, or the deadwood and the actual main keel. Most of it was just flaking off, and when we did, we exposed quite a few wet patches in between where I don't think it was sort of ever done really well to start with. So it's sort of like that. Most of the oh, pardon me. It was sort of done like that most of the way through. So we've gone through and just stripped all of it, and I'm going to reseal that. So I've got some marine Sikaflex, and we're going to dry it. Again, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun, get it nice and hot, dry it out as much as I can, and we're going to go through and reseal all of that before we prime it. Also, the other thing we're going to have to do, and I'll do my best to climb back out, is there's two sections that have had patches put on them, and the patches haven't adhered particularly well. So there's one there, well, there's actually 3 there. There must have been some old seacocks or something there, or through holes, sorry. And anyway, they've patched them and they just haven't adhered particularly good. I was gonna pull these seacocks out and replace them, but they're not leaking. I might just run a fresh bead of sealant around them. They're not leaking and I'm still using them, so I'm just gonna leave them there. If they were leaking, I'd change them, but they're not. Looks like there's probably another few small bits of patch there, so we'll go over those. But apart from that, the rest of the hull is in good nick. Now, given the amount of worms that were in these side timbers, I thought for sure there'd be worm in the rest of it. I can't find a single hole anywhere in the deadwood, and that's about the only other piece of exposed timber on the boat. I'm really glad, because I'm not kitted out to replace that, certainly not on this slip. I'd need to put it on an actual hard stand to do it. So that's fantastic news. The other thing we're going to try and do in this episode is we're going to get the rest of the leg apart. So the stern drive's actually off, obviously, and I'm going to put a new impeller in that and get that serviced up, new oil, everything. This is coming off, so the rest of the gimbal housing's got to be removed, so I can replace the bellows. I'm quite certain that it's got a split exhaust bellow. Hang on, my phone is ringing. That's alright, later. I'm quite certain it's got a split exhaust bellow, so we'll replace that, but also the drive bellow, so the drive shaft comes out through here. I've got it, it's brand new, we're going to replace it anyway. Everything else looks good. I got brand new anodes, brand new anode there, the leg's got some on it, and then there's another like sort of big one that sits back here as well, all been replaced. This one looks good, but I need to make sure that it's actually hooked up. because there's no wire externally, obviously, and I don't recall seeing anything internally. So anyway, we'll see. But yeah, that's about where we are for now. So we'll keep working. I'll get these damp sections dried out, Sikaflexed up, and then we're gonna Sikaflex. I'm gonna put heaps of adhesive, of the Sikaflex adhesive, on the chine timbers as well. Put them on, screw them all, and then the underside gets primed. So stick around for that. I'm gonna probably put a time lapse on, I think, when we go to do some real work, and you can see us going. So, all right. Day 2. Let's keep going. All right, so while we were waiting for some of the timber to dry outside, I thought I'd turn my attention to these valves. This valve leaks, and I'm just going to take it off and clean it. Everything else is pretty good on this side except for that. This one, on the other hand, this timber here is a bit, it's been wet for a while, and the valve spins pretty freely, and there was a whole heap of new sealant around it. So what we're going to do is take it off and pull it out, clean everything back up, inspect it, and put it back in. So we'll do that, and I'll show you what it looks like. Pay for itself already. Yeah, take that down, get a new one. So it's had a washer put on it too. Oh no, it hasn't. It's just the way it's done. I just don't think it's been installed very well.
You could probably just bash that with a thing and it'll pop through.
I'll go inside and pull it out.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so like you saw, we cut him off because it just was not coming apart. And it's still not. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. Righto. That's good. What's the rest of the timber like around it? Timber around it's good and solid. Hey, yeah, get out of that. Yeah. Let's go and get one of those. Progress. As you saw, time lapse, chimes are on. They went on really well. So there's plenty of group behind them, and they get painted anyway, so I'm not too stressed about them. Looks a little bit rough up the top, but I'm going to touch all that up. So I'm not going to repaint all the white. It's in really good nick, and I'm going to run out of time if I try and do the entire section. It just doesn't need it. We went through and resealed the whole deadwood line, and did come up really good. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, next step, we've just wiped it all down, went through, I faired a couple of sections, so just sort of faired all that out. There's still plenty of glass under there. It's not coming through or anything. There's no structural issue there. So she's all sanded, all wiped down with acetone and prepped. So we'll put you back on time lapse. We're going to get some painting done. Alright, end of day 2. She's one colour again, and it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I am really quite tired. Anyway, we're going to pack up here, head home. We've got 2 good heavy coats of primer on the bottom of that. As soon as I turn up tomorrow, it's undercoat. No, not undercoat, I just did that. Anyhow, I'm getting tired. be Antifoul. I've got 10 litres of that and I'm just going to paint it on until I run out. So yeah, the leg will happen tomorrow, and I'd say once that's done, that'll probably be a fair chunk. All right, morning everyone. Back again, day 3, and anyway, where we left off yesterday, the hull's primed, 2 good coats of primer on it. Be well dry by now, so that's good. Recoat time was 3 hours, so we painted it yesterday. So this morning, we're probably going to start things off right. We're going to start them off with a time lapse of Antifouling. So this is the product I'm using. I used the international, pardon me, the international primer for it. So we're going to use the correct Antifouling. What I have to do first though is, it states on the tin that you must use the Trilux 33 around, it has to go down first, and it's got to go to a 30 centimeter border, so 300 mil around the perimeter of where the leg is, and that has to go down first. So we're going to do that first around there, and then we're just going to start laying on Antifouling. In between recoats is 6 hours, so I should be able to get 2 coats on today with no drama. I've been here for 12-13 hours each day, so there's plenty of time there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Weather is a little bit sketchy today. It's not supposed to rain, but I don't know, sky's a little bit dark, so I might even see what happens. I can see rain off in the distance, but there's also blue sky right above me, so I reckon we make hay while the sun shines and give it a crack. I've got some big tarps I can always throw over just to protect the paint if it does start coming down. But yeah, anyway, let's go. Another day, 7 o'clock in the morning. I want to be on the water. Like, I want to put the boat back on the water and go and sit on that. I mean, it's just beautiful out there. Anyway, that's enough standing around. Let's get some painting done back here. Alright, well, I was saying it was a really nice day. We just got rained on. It's still sort of just sprinkling now. But there's some pretty dark clouds and they're heading this way, and it looks sort of light behind it. So I think what I might do, we've got beautiful sunshine up there, and then dark clouds, and then it lightens up. So I think we might go for a walk. It is still sprinkling. Might go for a walk, get a coffee, and see what this does. If this sort of keeps moving over and disappears, then we'll be golden. If it doesn't, cross that bridge when we come to it. The back's done, so woo, some Antifouling. Right, let's go and find me some coffee, maybe 2. So I thought I'd switch the camera on for this. We got the top section off the leg, doing the impeller. That's the old impeller, and it's still flexible, but we're going to put the new one on anyway. So I got the whole kit. We're just sorting the gaskets out now, and we'll drop it all together, and then it'll be ready to put back together. And still got to do the bellows, one step at a time.
They only go one way. If you put it that way, matches the holes. Put it the other way, don't match.
And you got to make sure when you put the new impeller in that you get the blade orientation sort of pressed in there the right way.
The correct way.
Yep. So we haven't taken that one out yet. That's the old one.
I have.
Oh well, it's back in the same way. We hope it is.
It is.
All right. We'll get it back together and back on the boat. So incredibly important job. We got valve springs. So I'm going to put on time lapse to see what we're doing, but essentially to do them when the engine's into, or the cylinder head's on, the the easiest way to do it is to put compressed air in the cylinder, and that'll hold the valve up, and then you can get in there with a spring compressor, compress the spring, pull it out, and away you go. The replacement springs are 350 small block Chevy springs, and they're the same install height, but they come with a harmonic dampener in them, and I'm tipping that the harmonics is what's killing them. So oh, we got one here. So the same installed height, same compressed height
We had.
so that's factory, or sorry, not factory, that's 186 Holden. So you can see the install height is longer, or sorry, the free height is longer,
About a quarter. Yeah.
but that also wasn't compressed properly. And then that little internal one, which you can't really get out, they're designed to dampen the harmonics so the springs don't fracture.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what's going to save the engine.
And they should have, we worked out, to have a seat pressure of about 75 psi, so
Yeah.
fractionally higher than what's on them, but
Not enough to hurt anything.
oh god, no, that's much better sealing. Like, it should be good.
Yep.
And
So-
apparently these are renowned for it, we found out.
Yeah. So, just a ever so slight side note before we get into it. The boat that was on this slip before I got on, geez, you'll have to excuse the hair, we were talking to them, and they, I don't know how they know, but either way, through a series of conversations, before we told them what engine was in this, we said, oh, we broke a valve spring, and it's the second one. They said, oh, that must be one of those 4-cylinder Mercruisers. And they said apparently they're renowned for breaking valve springs. So anyway, maybe it all wasn't just bad luck. So time lapse, we're going to get these changed. Section off. Don't ask me how to do it, I don't know, we just did it. Just pulled it off piece by piece. Bearings in really good condition. And right down in there, that's where the exhaust comes out. And it is just a screwdriver. Action packed with oysters. They'll come out, I'll get them out. Anyway, so we're going to clean all this up. New bellows everywhere. And reassemble it. Anti-foul it first and then reassemble it. But that was a crappy job. Oop, nearly.
You got room in there for another pair of hands?
Hell no. Feeling a room in there for mine. I've got little girly hands.
What are you putting on?
Water feed hose. No water in.
Nothing important.
No. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go on properly. Drag that step a little bit closer. Oh, shit, we need this brake. Go up straight. Sec. Stuck on. I think the O-rings. Wherever it's going into. Oh, fingers.
We're up against that. Yeah. Just lift it a little bit. No. See the angle you're on? You're on the tip, you're going to angle up. What's the gasket? Okay, so that's in. The O-ring's still in.
Yeah, everything is
We're
still.
on the bolts, we're right.
What about
Hang
the?
on. We
Yeah.
gotta put that.
Oh, that water thing.
I think we can put the water one on.
All right. That's it for this one. So we're at the end of day 3, and legs back on. There's 3 coats of anti-foul on the bottom. There's 4 coats on the taller sections of the hull, big part of the boat. So yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. And the valve springs are done, and we replaced the through hole fitting. So there's been a lot going on today. All right. Next episode, it will be almost entirely woodwork on the top side. So like I said, subscribe, notifications, all that, so you can keep up to date. All right, I'm going to finish up here for today. Stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.